Solutions live stream. My name is Jim Cipollini. Welcome. Today is April 20th, 2021. Excuse me. That's a great way to start the show. We are just about live on Facebook. Let's hit the go. And we are a 100% go. Lots going on. Lots to talk about today. And we want to start with posting this up in all the support groups. You know, one of the things I want to talk about today that's been a common theme and it's been extremely effective for our clients and our class members at Inner Solutions is the need for really, really good support. And when I say support, most people think of, hey, well, you know, my husband or my friend, you know, they tell me, you know, they love me and they try to be as supportive as possible. There's a difference between the loving support, which is so necessary, and then getting really good intentional support from someone who knows what you're going through, someone who's maybe maybe not at the exact same stage you are in your treatment with anxiety, but someone who is kind of on the same wavelength or playing field that you are. One of the things that we have going for us over other therapists or coaches is that we've been through it, and you really can't minimize the importance of understanding what the people we're trying to help is going through. It's incredibly important and incredibly powerful. I don't see, let me refresh this page. I don't see where the comments are. I'm having a little trouble seeing the comments, but I'll fix that in a second. So guys, the way this works, you know how we do it, is that post your questions in the chat, post your stories in the chat. Let's get into this deep discussion about anxiety and mental health. And we'll get cracking here with answering some of your questions. But one of the things that our class members have found so effective about the class is that we've encouraged them. We have a private Facebook group just for the class, and we encourage them to link up with one another. So there have been a few clusters of class members that have linked up and are able to connect throughout the day. Everything from just kind of checking in. Hey, are you working on what you're working on? Are you following through on what you said you would as accountability partners? To also just being there for support. With lots of people with, morning anxiety who find it very hard to get through the day, which is what it is. So, hey guys. Okay, I see the comments now. Perfect. Yeah, this is awesome. Okay. So we're live. We're good to go. I had to do it. It's so I have to set up a few things before I can get into the meat and potatoes of the stream here. And so I'm glad to be here. My name's Jim. If you don't know me, I'm an anxiety and a mental health coach, especially in anxiety, depression, really any mental health ailment, and then also specializing in kind of health and mental optimization, pushing it past the point of anxiety into optimal performance, things like that. So if you are here, it means you may need support, and that's fantastic. You're in the right place. And let's get into some of the comments, see what's going on with y'all. If you have a question, just post it, whether you're watching on YouTube or Facebook. And if you aren't currently subscribed to our YouTube channel, please go search Inner Solutions on YouTube and subscribe, and please share with your friends, anybody you think who would find value out of what we're doing here. All right. Karen says, hey, Jim. What's up, Karen? Joanne says, hey. Joanne says, hey, Karen. It's so good. Karen says, hey. Joanne says, hi. Karen says, hey, Jim. Joanne says, hi, Jim. Joanne says, hey, Karen. Yoli says, well, hola, Yoli. How are you? Hi to you too, Karen. How's it going? Michelle says, yes, Jim, I think having someone who truly understands and can relate is vital in therapy. Yeah, absolutely. There's really two types of specialists. Certain therapists can do a hell of a job by just, doing the book studying and the experience with clients and applying the techniques. But as far as really being able to connect and soothe with clients, I think speaking that language, understanding kind of the mindset of somebody who is in that depressive loop or in that anxious loop, and being able to be real with them and knowing like, hey, this is something that maybe you have to endure, but here's some techniques that you can start to practice so that long term this won't happen, but manage your expectations. I feel too much that, especially with a therapist who uses cognitive behavioral therapy, they set this sky high expectation, and that typically is not so sustainable. Cognitive behavioral therapy, it's an amazing tool. But when you're teaching a client this, and I got to be honest that this kind of Feeling Great book is a little guilty of this too. I love the Feeling Great book. Cognitive behavioral therapy is an incredibly useful tool, but that the expectation is that you'll just, do this thought replacement. So you'll have these really intense thoughts, and as soon as you come in with a new thought, that it's automatically just going to go away, and that's just not the case. It's just not really, really not how it works. So we have to manage our expectations, and really, really, really important to speak the same language together. We got a bunch of people saying what's up to each other. I love it. This is the networking I'm talking about, guys. Link up. If any of you are looking for an accountability buddy, an anxiety buddy, post it in the chat and link up with each other, guys. Absolutely. Diana says, what's up, Diana? How are you? Perfect timing. Yes, there is a special type of support needed that is hard to explain sometimes to loved ones. Yeah, I mean, we, look, man, oftentimes I will talk to spouses. If I have a one-on-one client, I'll talk to their spouse, I'll talk to their sister, I'll talk to their friend. And the intention there, I'll talk to their kids, I'll talk to their parents. And often the intention is just to set realistic expectations. So if you have somebody who you are, who is supportive but doesn't understand, or actually, especially if you have somebody who is having a rough time with it, here's some things you can tell them. Number one, let them know it's not their job to cure your anxiety. Like, it's not their job, nor is that a realistic expectation. It's not possible that they're always going to be able to calm you down. What really good support looks like is, number one, them taking care of themselves, them really, really making sure they prioritize their needs so they're healthy. Because a lot of times if we're struggling with anxiety, a lot of the extra weight can go to our spouses. We may delegate and ask for help from our parents. We may have our kids doing extra chores or pitching in around the house. And so just letting them know, like, hey, you need to take care of yourself. Like, really, really, for your mental, like, the last thing you want to do is lean too hard or for them to feel the responsibility and the weight of being your sole supporter. So it's not their job to fix it. It's not their job to not set boundaries with you. But what you can do is have a conversation and be collaborative about, hey, I'm in this kind of temporarily compromised state. I'm struggling with anxiety. It's extremely debilitating and difficult. So I know that, you're having to carry some of the weight. How do you feel about that? How's it going for you? And you can open up the conversation. And so if they want to support you, you can tell them, well, when I'm anxious, here's some of the things you can tell me that may help ground me. And when I'm anxious, maybe I just need a little bit more patience. And I know that weighs a lot on you. So then, guys, when you're in less of a state of anxiety, it's so important to acknowledge and show gratitude towards them for all the extra work that they're doing, for the support that they're giving you. And at the same time, knowing it's not their job to take that away from you. It's not their job to soothe you, but that, and also that they may just not be able to empathize if they've never been through it. The support they give you is rooted in their beliefs or what they think you need to hear. We want to change that to you intentionally, putting forward to them the support you want to hear. All right. Diana asks, how can I become part of or set up those personal groups? So Diana, just send us a message on Facebook, and we'll give you more information. We'll get you signed into our client portal. We do group class, which meets twice a week. It includes that private Facebook group. And then we also do one-on-one coaching. Deborah, how are you? So good to see you. And Diana, thank you so much. I'm thankful that you're here. And Michelle's saying, yes, I need an accountability buddy, guys. So link up. Link up. Sophia says, hi. Nice. I love it, guys. I love seeing you guys link up. Regina says, thanks for doing this live. Panic attacks are horrible. Regina, I'm so sorry. Can you tell me more about what's going on with you? So let's go over the fundamentals real quick, Regina. Just remember, panic attacks, you're not in any sort of imminent danger. Even though it feels like you're dying or having a heart attack, there really is no danger. None. You're not going to die. You're not going to go crazy. You're not going to lose control. You won't have a heart attack. It just feels that way. And it's because of those chemicals that your fight or flight mechanism is releasing and really stimulating your nervous system. You're going to breathe heavy. Your heart's going to beat hard. That's totally normal. So, Regina, like in that first stage, the goal is to gain the confidence, like absorb the knowledge, absorb the techniques. And Regina, if you're interested, I'm happy to send you a copy of our book, The Panic Response Plan. It's an audio book and a PDF that goes over exactly what to do during a panic attack. Message me on Facebook here at the Inner Solutions page if you want a copy of that for free. But yeah, right now the goal is gather the information, gather the techniques, Regina, and practice them. Because the more you practice them while you're having a panic attack, the more confident you'll be about you being fine during the panic attack. And then what's going to happen is that you're going to gain that confidence. So when you feel that feedback loop, the panic attack starting to grow, the physical sensation that turns into the thought, you're going to feel so confident. It's like, okay, this again, like, I know what to do. I know what's going on. This is so old. This is so simple. And when you gain that confidence, the intensity of the panic attack goes down, the duration of the panic attack goes down, and the frequency of your panic attacks will go down. Michelle's saying, anyone who needs a buddy can add me on Facebook and message me. Beautiful. Guys, get at Michelle. She's looking for a buddy to link up with. Love it. So a couple of good rules when we're doing these buddy partnerships of accountability is we have to have a term or some kind of openness about is very possible for somebody sharing about their anxiety to trigger somebody else's anxiety. So go in this knowing that once in a while, one of you may have to kind of say, hey, you know, what you're saying is kind of causing me to get anxious. I'm so sorry. I kind of have to tap out of this conversation. So that's number one. Number two is set your time boundaries. Make sure you're very clear about, hey, this is a good window to contact me in between. Other than that window, I think I'm going to want some privacy. And furthermore, if you have like really, really heavy trigger warnings, if you have some kind of trauma related to sexual assault, suicide, something like that, just let your person know, hey, I'm not so comfortable talking about this, that, and the other thing. And then you could just be clear too about, and you'll learn about each other, but just be patient with each other. And then if you try it for a week or so and it's just not working out, just gracefully say, hey, I'm so sorry. Don't take this personally, but I don't feel like this is a good fit for me or is working for me right now. And go into that with the expectation of like, we're going to try this out for a week and see how it goes. You're not signing a lifelong contract. And the last thing we want to do is buddy up with somebody who's triggering your anxiety. But it can be such a beautifully synergistic relationship when you're helping somebody else, and it can help so much to turn that focus outward to help with your own anxiety. So I think it's a beautiful, beautiful thing. Regina, shoot us a private message on Facebook just because right now, during the stream, I probably won't remember. Most likely I won't remember. Even if I write it down here, I can't click out of the dashboard that I'm in very well. So shoot us a private message on the Inner Solutions Facebook page. Should be very, very simple. What's up, YouTube fam? Where you at? Where's the questions at? Where's Lisa K? Lisa K always comes up. It's so good. Joanne says, yes, panic is horrible. Breathe. They are just sensations. They will pass. Joanne says, no Xanax today. Wow. Very good, Joanne. Is that a sign that you're working through, that you're able to get through the day without taking Xanax, or that you're getting confident and so you're able to exercise the muscle without the medication. That's great. Good for you. All right. What do we got? What do we got? What do we got? Sophia says, yay. Lots of good support. Beautiful support. Tina, what's up? How are you? Good to see you. Good to see you. Guys, give us some, we'd love to do a little more sharing, even if you're just checking in with how you're feeling today. How's your heart? How you feeling right now? Maybe what are some of the struggles you've been going through? We really want to push it to optimize the tools that you're using. I love the support, and would love to get more into the specifics of working through this stuff. So if you feel brave enough, put it all out there. What's the next step for you? I think that's a really good place to go. What's the next step that you're trying to take? And guys, of course, if you have not yet, if you scroll, actually, let me edit this and I'll put it in. I'm going to put the link to schedule a free coaching call. Where is it? Here we go. All right. I'm going to put the link to schedule a free coaching call in the description of this live stream. I think. Yeah, there we go. So at the top of the live stream, you'll see schedule a free coaching call. It's a go.oneshub.com/innersolutions. There we go. Perfect. So that's going to be a place where you can schedule a free 45-minute call with Ennis or myself to get some personalized attention. We've been taking a lot of them. I took a few today, had a lot of great people. Should have some new additions to the community, which is fantastic. So let's get involved in that. And let me give this link to the Facebook page to this person. Let's make it happen. So let me know what's going on with you guys. What's up? Otherwise, I'm just going to talk about what's going on with me. No, I'm just kidding. Yeah, let's pop those questions into the chat. Edita says, go for a walk on the beach. No anxiety. You went for a walk on the beach. That's fantastic. All right. Sorry, I had to send the Facebook link to somebody today who wanted to come to the stream. And how are you? So good to see you. All right, let's see what we got going here. So Edith says, go for a walk on the beach. No anxiety. Beautiful. Joanne went Xanax free for the first time today. Fantastic work, Joanne. I mean, I don't want to over celebrate just because I feel like I don't want to, make it. I don't want to. I guess I feel like I don't want to trigger anybody who's taken the Xanax. But for you, that's fantastic. Everybody's on their own journey. And it just says lots of nature healing. Yeah, I was talking to somebody on the phone about that today. The significance of spending time in nature to destimulate your nervous system. It's embedded in our DNA to want to be out amongst the trees, the leaves, the animals, the grass, the fields, the mountains, the streams. And it's such... You know how you can be in if you go to like a dance club and the strobe lights are going and the music's loud and there's people everywhere. It's just sensory overload. Well, a scene like being on the ocean or being in the forest and you just hear the birds and the waves and you see the green and the liveliness of it and you can smell the wind and you smell the dead grass or the pine needles. It's such a dose of beautiful natural medicine for your nervous system. It's such a natural de-stimulant that and it just hits you on all the senses, even almost in like a cellular level where you absorb the ecosystem as you are. So it's fantastic to spend time in nature. So great work, Edita. And guys, if that's not in your repertoire and your tool belt now, see what you can do to integrate nature into your routine on a daily basis. If it starts on a weekly basis, that's great, but see what you can do. Michelle, what's up, Michelle? Good to see you. I've been agoraphobic and started walking each morning for 2 weeks, and today had a massive panic attack halfway through. Spent the day crying because I felt pretty defeated. Right, so Michelle, we've got got quite a few things to say about this. Let me summarize. Number one, awesome. You went each morning for 2 weeks, and you had a panic attack halfway through. So what happened was extremely natural. Sometimes exercise can give you the physical sensation that can trigger the thought, oh my God, I'm having a panic attack. For example, the last time I almost had a panic attack, I was running on a treadmill and it felt like my heart skipped a beat and I felt a second of that rush of that, just everything drops. And thank God I have the tools and I'm so versed now that I can just calm it down. I'm okay. You're fine. You're fine. It's just a physical sensation. So what I would recommend next time, Michelle, is you have the panic attack halfway through, you take a knee, you take a seat, you do your breathing, you use your specialized technique as illustrated in the panic response plan. And then when it kind of starts to come down, you get up and you start walking in the direction that you were walking before. Because what you're doing and what happened was you had a natural bump in the road, which is perfect on the trajectory of feeling better. No one just has a steady climb. There's always a zigzag. You feel like you're doing great and you have a little regression. So then what you went through is kind of that, I'm never going to get better, I'll never be normal, or I'll never get through this. That part shut you down into a little bit of a depression, into a mini depression. And what we want to pivot that into is a regroup. And so right now the regroup is taking a full day, whereas we want to get that regroup to be, I sit down, I go through the panic attack, I soothe myself. Once I feel I've hit the pinnacle of it and I'm kind of coming back down, I've got all this energy from the adrenaline and everything releasing. Let me walk. I don't need to do all or nothing thinking and I either have to run and it has to be perfect or nothing. Bravo to you, Michelle, for a lot of different things. Number one, for pushing through and doing the exposure therapy by running and walking each morning, and getting through your panic attack, and let's regroup. Life is about the regroup, and that depressive part of this whole equation, which is separate from the anxiety, is it needs that regroup. It's kind of the next step for you to really move forward in a significant way. And you can do it, Michelle. So number one, I appreciate you for sharing. Number two, you're a badass for going out running when you struggle with panic attacks. Next time you have a panic attack, bring it on. You wait till it passes, wait till the storm passes, start your walk again. Even if it's a little scary, use that CBT, use those self-soothing techniques to just mitigate it. And what you're doing is you're showing I'm going to keep going because I'm not in any danger. And that's the objective reality. Sophia says, just got a little sad because I missed my meditation class and now I'm angry. Is that normal? What are you angry about? And what came first, the sad or the angry? Typically, anger is a protective emotion, and anger tends to be an umbrella cover to what's underneath, and what's underneath is typically fear, shame, guilt, hurt, pain, underneath anger. So anger or sadness turning into anger or anger turning into sadness is very, very typical. Makes a lot of sense. But I'm wondering, what does it feel like you're consciously angry about? Are you mad at yourself? What are you mad at? Hello, Anne. Good to see you too. Deborah says, got any tips for severe insomnia, having really bad withdrawals from a medication, and now my sleep is even worse? Yeah, medication is sort of the wild card, man. Because some of these psych meds are just so intense and dramatic, at least in the sample size that we've seen, which is, at this point, hundreds and hundreds of people, medication is one of those wild cards where a significant dosage change, a change in medication, a taper on or a taper off is real tricky. It's real tricky to mitigate that stuff because it's such from withdrawals from a medication. Number one is always consult your psychiatrist, 100%. As far as more natural things that you can do is I like to run it out. I love to run it out, meaning I'll exercise and try to exhaust my body so I have to sleep. But Deborah, I'm more interested in when you try to sleep, what happens? Are you ruminating and thinking? And what's the difference between when you're awake and when you're trying to sleep? Is it specifically you're scared to sleep? So give me some more information, Deborah. Let's get you some help here. Karen says, so sorry to hear that, Michelle. I can't leave my house without anxiety, but also can't be by myself at home without anxiety. So very scary. Gotcha. We're just saying hi, kind of networking, beautiful. Say hi to Anne. Yes, you're mad at yourself because the meditation has been so good for me. So, Sophia, it's interesting. You can meditate on your own. And I'm wondering if you're mad at yourself. I really want to understand what's underneath it. I'm mad at myself for missing the class because it's so good for me. Are you mad because you forgot? Are you mad because you didn't prioritize? Because you can totally meditate on your own. So what I would do, Sophia, is, and look, this is number one when you're going through your treatment, is do your regroup. Like really make sure that you just, this is just a major key to life, is just do the regroup. Like you missed the class, take a deep breath, get in touch with that part of you that feels angry or ashamed at yourself and just say, hey, it happens. It is what it is. Maybe you say, hey, I need to extract the message from it, which is, hey, I need to take an action so this doesn't happen again. Let me set an alarm. If it was an extenuated circumstances, you just have to say, hey, sometimes things are going to happen or there's special circumstances. Now, what can I do? What can I do? Can I do a meditation on my own? And the answer is yes, you can, Sophia. So I would pivot into saying, okay, this sucked. I missed the class. Sucks. If you're paying for it, I missed the money. That's okay. I'm just going to regroup. Riley Bellissimo. I love that name. That is Italian. I love it. Riley says, any idea for a bad headache? Is it a muscle tension headache, Riley? Any idea what it is from? The first thing I always do is try to just make sure, like, have I drank enough water? Is my blood sugar low? Have I eaten today? Have I been listening to super loud metal music for 3 hours? That'll give you a headache. Give me some more information, Riley. What's the cause of the headache that you think? If it's an anxiety-induced headache caused by muscle tension, the first thing you always do, Riley, is just going to do some deep breathing. If it's an anxiety-induced headache, first thing, so just think of it as if you were having a panic attack. First thing you're going to do is some deep breathing. I would recommend the box breathing. So exhaling for 4, hold, inhaling for 4, hold, and you're just going to repeat that. We're going to repeat that for about a minute or two. And that's just where you start. And if you're having thoughts, what you can start to say is, everything's okay. I'm safe. I don't need this to go away. And just do some gentle self-coaching. Alleviate the pressure. I don't need this anxiety to go away right now. I'm actually going to welcome it in. I know it's a bit of a storm. I'm not going to demonize it. I'm not going to tell myself it's the devil. I'm just going to say, hey, this is my body's reaction to something that's happened. And it's happening right now, and I'm totally safe, and we've been through this before. Just, yeah. Just take your time with it, and don't force it. But just do what you need to do. But I always like to rule out the obvious stuff. Am I dehydrated? Have I eaten? Those are the two big ones. Am I hungry, angry, lonely, tired? Yeah, big time. Anne says, Sophia, I found some great guided meditations on YouTube, so you can watch anytime. Absolutely. What I'm going to do, I'm going to post a link to this beautiful meditation, Inner Solutions Meditation. I'm going to post this link to a beautiful meditation that Ennis has, that I love. I'm going to post it. Where should I post it? I'll post it in the comments section here, right here. So feel free to try that one. It's a really wonderful one about just finding the balance of surrendering without giving up and accepting. And it's so important to accept. All right. You're welcome, Sophia. And you're good, Sophia. Look, I mean, I really think we need to dive deeper into why you're so mad at yourself and sad, and why that's so heavy. Amanda says, what's up? Just got home from my other universe. Nice. Welcome home. Welcome to the show. What did Deborah just write? I just saw. Did I not see a longer post? Am I losing it? Am I losing my mind? Did you take it away? I swear I saw it. Anyway, I swear I saw a question from Deborah, or a response to the initial question. But it's all good. It's all good. Let's talk about it, guys. Post what's going on with you. Post those questions. Let's get them answered. Guys, again, you are the nucleus. You are the centerpiece. You're the brains behind the operation. I'm a consultant. Anyone else you work with is a consultant, but you're the CEO of your treatment, man. You're the CEO of getting better. You're the boss. So the more you do, the more questions you ask, the more specific and intentional you are about what you're doing, the more ready you are with the tools, the better results you're going to get, and the quicker you're going to feel better. This is not an overnight process. You're in it to win it, and all those other corny, cliche things. Michaela says, yes, I think so. I tense up in my sleep. I feel it when I wake up. You feel like you have a headache when you wake up? So yeah, part of it, Michaela, is, your sleep time is your undistracted time, meaning the front part of your brain shuts off. All this stuff comes up from your subconscious, and your kind of defenses are down while you sleep. So if you're having wild dreams, or you wake up feeling anxious and you tense up in your sleep, that's kind of an indicator that your foundation, your baseline in your subconscious is anxious, or tense, or scared, in that fight or flight mode. So a lot of the stuff you're going to do during the day is going to help with that, because that's kind of an automatic nervous response. Like, your nervous system is responding in that way, and that's like a default thing. So we have to destimulate that nervous system. So I did, Michaela, just I texted you a copy of our book, The Panic Response Plan. Check out the chapter, I think it's pages 32 through 39. Check out that part about destimulating your nervous system and putting in some good, soothing, calming substances into your body to soothe that nervous system and calm it down. Love it, love it. So, guys, try out that meditation from Ennis. It's fantastic. Tandra Thomas, welcome. Hi, I'm new here. Hello, everyone. Hey, Tandra, how are you? What can I do when I'm having racing thoughts? Such a good question. Such a good question. So there's a few different types of intrusive thoughts. There's intrusive thoughts, which are kind of thoughts that, seem very uncharacteristic of you. It could be everything from seemingly strange sexual thoughts about maybe seemingly inappropriate people or situations, to really like gruesome thoughts of like horrible accidents, things like that. Those are those are mostly normal for the most part. Everybody has those to a certain extent. When we get to like obsessive intrusive thoughts, that sounds like more of what you're talking about. Racing thoughts. So there's different types of them. For example, you're trying to go to sleep and you can't stop thinking about all the things you need to do tomorrow. That's something that you would want to get up and just write it down, make a list, leave it in the kitchen so you can have it tomorrow, taking what's in here and externalizing it into somewhere where you can say, okay, that's going to be taken care of tomorrow. That anxiety's calm. A lot of times what happens in anxiety with the racing thoughts is stuff like, when am I going to get better? Am I ever going to feel better? What the hell's going on with me? Why is this happening to me? I don't deserve this. Why, am I ever going to feel like myself again? That's a little bit of a different technique. Those type of thoughts, the key is don't try to suppress them. It's never going to work. It's never going to work if you just say, nope, go away, or get out of here. What can work is if you say, wait, nope, we're okay. Like, I'm totally safe. It's okay. Jim said everything's going to be okay. Everything I read says I'm going to be okay. I have to deal with this situation, and I don't need to do anything but be present right now and deal with what's going on right now. And so what you're doing is you're kind of putting in these, you're doing some self-coaching, some cognitive behavioral therapy in conjunction with some calm, compassionate self-talk. being like, hey, everything I read says I'm going to be okay. It's just a bit of a process. And you're relieving the pressure from that anxious part of you that feels like, well, what's going to happen? I need to know what's going to happen. And that's so natural with anxiety, is we want to be in that state of certainty. We want to see the clear path of like, we're going to be okay. Tandra, if I can give you a clear path, we have one written out. And there is a process to this, and there is a specific set of tools to this. And your job right now is to learn those tools and try to get to the next step. Get the information, then you start to apply the information, strengthen the tools, strengthen how you use them, as well as continuing to gather information, as well as then starting to do the exposure therapy, going into the situations you're uncomfortable with these new tools to get comfortable there, expanding your comfort zone from this to everything and everywhere, changing your whole system, and therefore smashing and disarming anxiety. So what can you do when you have racing thoughts? Number one, write them out. It's kind of the quickest thing. Just write them out. Literally with a pen and a paper, or type them out. They'll go back in for intellectual reprocessing, which is a way of processing through the thoughts you're having. And you'll say, oh, that sounds so wild. Or, oh, what am I? It's fine. It's fine. We're fine. It's okay. Second would be to do things like soothing yourself, like some breathing to calm yourself down, using some sensory soothing techniques, whether that's, having a glass of water, touching a nice fabric. Smell is really the best. Lighting some incense, which is a great idea. I'm going to do that right now. Thank you, Tandra. And then just doing that inner self-talk and staying grounded in the fact that your thoughts are a symptom. You can't push them out, so you have to accept, I do have to deal with these right now. I'm not going to shove them down. But what you can do, too, is to soothe them. Soothe them with some self-coaching. So that's kind of a good 3-piece strategy. And when are these happening, and what type of thoughts are there? Give me some more information. My panic attack woke me up out of my sleep. Yeah. So, Michaela, it sounds like you're kind of just starting with the process of getting through this. So it's going to happen. It's nothing to be scared of. The panic attack. What we're trying to do is just gain the confidence that you're going to be okay. And you're going to be okay. We don't necessarily want to try to shove into us, I need to be okay right now. I need to be okay right now. You don't actually need to be okay right now. You don't need for all panic attacks to go away right now. You need to just deal with what's happening now. And what's happening now is like, you're having a panic attack, woke you up out of your sleep. Okay. We want to minimize the thoughts. So you're going to have really catastrophizing thoughts, worst case scenario thoughts. You don't have to believe them. Notice them. Let them flow. And the more you fight and resist and say, I need to sleep, leave me alone, shut the hell up, stop it, this is so annoying, the more you're actually causing more panic in your mind. So the best thing you could do is just kind of lay down, breathe, try to be comfortable, and just say, okay, it's raining. It's raining in my head. There's a little bit of a storm in my head. I'm just going to breathe and focus on my physical sensations. I'm just going to breathe and send the breath to where I think some soothing parts of me need to be. And that's it. And just ride out the storm, And the storm may last a while, but know that while you're riding it out, it's actually practicing the techniques that are ultimately going to get stronger and get you through this. So accept that it's a storm. Let go of the expectation, I need to sleep, or I'm so screwed if I sleep. Alleviate the pressure. You don't need to sleep. Just go through this. It's temporary. It's not going to be forever. Deborah says the med. So Deborah's talking about heavy insomnia during withdrawals from a medication. The med was for RLS and was also like my sleeping pill. I'm totally exhausted, but feel wide awake during the day. Then when I try to sleep, only getting about 3 hours a night since the withdrawal last week. Okay. Why are you, Deborah, sleep? Here's a tip I would say. Don't go to sleep unless you're tired, number one. And if you're not tired, don't go to sleep. Because what's going to happen is you're going to try to go to sleep, and you're going to lay in bed and say, what the F? Why can't I sleep? And the reason you can't sleep is because your body's not tired. And maybe your body is tired and your mind is tired, but your body can't sleep. So shift into knowing this is a detox tool. What we want to do is alleviate the pressure. Even though you're tired, that's okay. It's like just alleviate the pressure to sleep. As my good friend always says, sleep is something that happens. And actually, you have to remove everything out of the way to get sleep. You can't force your way into it. So you have to try to relax everything. How would you get your son or daughter or a child to sleep? You try to soothe them. You try to calm them down. You alleviate the pressure. And then if they just can't sleep, you say, hey, come sleep in my bed. Or, hey, let's go lay on the couch, change the scene. Let's go do something that's calming and soothing. So you just accept it. Accept it as in it's temporary. It's not going to be forever. And while it's uncomfortable, actually what's adding anxiety onto it is the pressure. I need to sleep now. I feel like this is so out of control. It's like, it's okay. It's really, really okay to sleep 3 hours a night for a while. It's not ideal. It sucks. It is what it is. Cat, what's up, kitty cat? How are you? Hi, Jim. Missed you last Tuesday. I'm going back to work next week. Nice. I'd like to thank you and Ennis. I'm a little nervous, but I know I can get through it one day at a time. Cat, sweetheart, one day at a time. That's the way to do it. One day at a time, 1 hour at a time, 1 minute at a time. Use the tools. Read the panic response plan, Cat. If you need a copy of it, shoot us a message on Facebook, and I'll send you a free copy. You can listen to it on the way to work. Have your tools ready, because the strongest defense is a good offense. Jeff T, what's up, brother? I've been watching for a couple minutes. I like it. Interesting. Keep it going. Appreciate it, Jeff. Thank you so much. Yeah, Michaela, the key here is to minimize and depressure everything. We cannot have pressure. Pressure is what causes our system to crack. Tandra says, hi. What's up, Tandra? Does anyone else have a husband that is not supportive and won't let you talk to him about your anxiety? What do you do? Yeah, it's a good question. What do you do when you have a partner who isn't supportive? It's hard, but you need to break the cycle. You need to break the cycle of trying to go to them. And at first, so it's like eventually we're going to get to a place where we understand why is there a dependency there to go to this person with that, but it's not time for that, to understand that dependency now. It's time to shift into getting good and better support. So whatever we have to do, it's to fight the compulsion, the urge, the addiction, or even just the desire to go to that person when it's not working for them. And most likely it's a situation where your anxiety is triggering some anxiety in them or some feeling of helplessness in them. And they're trying to set a boundary. And while we can judge the boundary, while we can get pissed at the boundary or be hurt by the boundary is the boundary, and boundaries are healthy. It's something that in the short term, you want to find the good support. You've got, we've had I think over 100 people flow in and out through here. Post on here that you want support, come up with a good support system. Then maybe when you're feeling a little better, open up the conversation to listen to your husband. Why is this so triggering for you? So you can understand, because if you understand from a deeper place, if he is able to share with you from a place of openness, vulnerability, intimacy, instead of a place of anger, frustration, block, you will connect with understanding why. And most likely he's trying to maintain his own decent state of mind. It's triggering him. Tandra says, yes, exactly. That's my question. Gotcha. Okay. Amanda says, I listened to a fascinating podcast today about affect regulation, deregulation, and why it happens. Nice. Michaela says, yes, that really works. I have done this. What have you done, Michaela? I feel like I'm like 8 minutes behind. Sorry, guys. I tend to be a little long-winded. Tandra says, how do I get the tools? Tandra, there's lots and lots of tools. So you can join our class. I can send you a copy of the Panic Response Plan book. You can do your own research. You can work one-on-one with a coach. The tools are the tools we use are, it's a different tool for a different stage for the different needs of the different people. So there's about 6 or 7 tools, everything from cognitive behavioral therapy, internal family systems therapy, dialectical behavioral therapy, we use the DARE technique is a great tool. We use all of it, man. It's all about the right tool for the right job. And there's a lot of overlap in these tools. First, if you're struggling with panic attacks, Tandra, the first tool is literally just knowing you're going to be okay when it hits and reminding yourself of that. Letting your thoughts flow by reminding yourself, hey, I'm totally safe. This is totally safe. It's just uncomfortable. Feel the physical sensations. So I would recommend you start by shooting us a message here on Facebook, and I'll send you a free copy of the Panic Response Plan, Tandra. Get a pen and a paper, get a Word document open, set yourself up with the notes of exactly what to do when you have a panic attack. Then do the stuff in the destimulating your nervous system chapter, because that's another thing you can do right away that's going to help a little bit. None of this are the cure, but practicing this is the cure. Getting confident is the cure, and that comes from practicing what's going on. If anyone's interested in the podcast I've been listening to, it's called The Place We Find Ourselves. The guy's name is Dr. Adam Young. I shared a podcast with Deb the other day. It was about why we can't remember our childhood. It was really eye-opening for me anyway. I'm going to listen to it again this weekend. Jeff says I miss federal places. Bro, I'm working, bro. Oh, Tandra, I'm glad you're here too, sweetheart. Thank you so much for coming by. Michaela says, see, yes, that's what I want at first for it to go away, but now I know to breathe and stay calm. Exactly, Michaela, you hit the nail right on the head. Just breathe and stay calm. Think about it as if like your car broke down and there's like a really heavy storm that's coming through, and so you hear the wind and the rain's coming down and the lightning is striking, but you know you're going to be okay. So you just hunker down. You breathe, you try to keep yourself as calm as possible. Once the sensations subside, you're good. Love it, Michaela. Keep it up. Great work. Amanda says, how is it that when I fall into bed, I'm physically and mentally exhausted, but last night I woke myself up sleep talking several times, don't remember dreaming anything either? I don't know. What were you talking about? Were you talking like, I need to get milk, I need to get bread? Because then you probably just went to bed with some anxiety about your shopping list. No, it's not that strange. It also, were you using any chemicals, using any substances? Did you, sometimes if you drink some alcohol before bed or use caffeine, that stimulant can keep some energy going, or it's just, you're not dead when you're asleep. It's just the front part of your brain is off, but you still, the visual parts and some motor function stuff can happen, especially if you're in a light sleep. Right between being awake and asleep, there's this, you've probably had the sensation where you're falling asleep and you feel like, you start daydreaming or dreaming, and in the dream you turn, and in real life you physically wake yourself up by turning. It's that the kind of synaptic connections are just fading. Jeff says, my anxiety is driving me crazy that Belichick re-signed Cam Newton. Honestly, man, I believe you, and that's one of the reasons why I left the Northeast, is because people get so worked up about sports up there, man. It's just too much. It's just too much for me. It's too much for me. Tandra, the other options you have are getting with one of our coaches, working one-on-one, joining our class. I think I said, guys, if you're interested in the class or working with one of us one-on-one, shoot me a message here on Facebook, and we will, we can get in touch with you about the details, how to get that set up. Yeah. So give me 1 second. My roommates are super loud. Let me turn. I have some house guests over the house that are talking super loud. Yeah. Restricted to the office, man. If you want the Panic Response Plan book, guys, send the Inner Solutions Facebook page a message and we'll send you the link through Facebook Messenger. It's free. Yeah, anybody who wants it can have it for free. Absolutely. It's our gift to you. It's got a lot of concentrated, it's like a big concentrated dose. Here's another thing too. Let me share the Do I have this? I think. Here's a link. I think this is the link to a training video that we shot a while ago. I don't know the circumstances, but my guess is he's emotionally unavailable. Oh, you're talking about Karen's husband. It is, we talked about it. It's just is one of those things. Like if he just can't handle it, he just can't handle it. He's trying to set a boundary that it's triggering to him for whatever reason. You can ask him, and if he's open to answering and talking about it more deeply, but it's really just most important to respect his boundary. He's trying to maintain his mental health, and if you guys want to go to counseling, that's cool. If you want to get to a deeper place, but it's really about understanding why he's doing it. But if he's not willing to share, he's not willing to share. And that's kind of, that's one of the things we say is like they have to do, partners, sons, daughters, family members have to do what they need to do to keep their support system good. Guys, if you don't mind, if you like the stream, if you could click the like button, I think that helps us for some reason. I have no idea why. And also to all you newbies, go check out our YouTube page. Please like and please subscribe. That helps us a hell of a lot to build the channel. And please, guys, share. We, sorry, I have to do the self-promotion thing because we are trying to expand. I know it's annoying. My apologies. I'm here to help you, I promise. That's my number one intention. Amanda says, I woke up myself up yelling at the dogs and they were both dead asleep. So that to me is a bit of a conditioning. Like you were probably having a thought or a little bit of an auditory visualization or dream that the dogs were doing something. So it's just kind of a motor function. Maybe you've been yelling at them so much, it's such a habit. Sure. And Deborah's saying maybe some residual anxiety about what's been happening with the dogs. Yeah, if it's a source of stress for you, it is what it is. Thanks a lot, Jeff. Looking good, buddy. Yeah, I dig it. Yeah, I mean, trying to housebreak a dog is stressful. Yeah, if the dog's peeing in the house or going to the bathroom in the house, it's stressful, man. Absolutely, that stress will linger. Let me check over to YouTube and see what's going on. Lisa K says, hey, Jim. Hey, Lisa, how are you doing? How are you doing with the stuff we've been talking about? And you feeling any closer to gaining that kind of inner peace and finding that inner solution? That was a corny joke. Sorry. There's one of the things we talk about in the Panic Response Plan book is exercise, and why exercise is so good for to destimulate your nervous system. The bit of the conundrum there is that, like, if you exercise, there's a chance you're going to elevate your heart rate, because that's what doing cardio is, and that the chance of elevating your heart rate to a point where you start to get anxious about having an elevated heart rate and triggering a panic response thought that can trigger a panic attack. So you should still exercise, but you should be prepared. Kind of like Michelle was saying before, that she was running, but she had a panic attack while she was running. If you have a panic attack and you're out, here's what you want to do. If you're able to get somewhere, like the first thing is like notice it's happening and say, okay, I'm okay, everything's okay. See if you can get somewhere where if you're feeling self-conscious, where you can get out of, the public sight, if that's a fear of yours, right? Out of the public milieu. And find a chair, a bench. If you're running, just take a knee or sit down in the grass and just kind of, you can put your hands on your heart and just feel your chest go up and down, right? Do your breathing. It always starts with just some breathing to try to slow things down and distract yourself. And then moving into that box breathing. And just move into that box breathing, right? let the panic attack flow. Again, being in that storm, let the storm pass. You're dealing with the thoughts, calming it down. Then when you feel like you've hit the peak and it's coming down, then re-engage. And maybe the re-engage is like, I'm going to walk around a little bit, take a walk, something very simple, start to clean something very simple. But if you're exercising, walk and just walk around the room if you're inside, or walk down in the direction you were going again. Again, just calming the thoughts, waiting. And then when you feel capable again, and maybe, 5 minutes has passed, 10 minutes has passed, you're feeling calm, you're feeling like, okay, I got through it. That's so great. If you want to re-engage, try to. If it re-triggers the panic attack, then just keep walking. It's always a do what you can mentality. Always just do what you can. Lisa says, laugh out loud. Nice joke. Life is super overwhelming right now. Have you ever read the book, The Body Keeps the Score? The Body Keeps the Score. It sounds super duper familiar. Let me see. Bessel van der Kolk? No. Essential reading for anyone interested in understanding and treating traumatic stress and the scope of its impact on society. I'm not interested in the scope of its impact on society. I'm interested in the scope of its impact on individuals. That's why I actually just bought this book, The Emotional Brain. This is Joseph Ledoux. This is like a really, really dense read, but really interested in what's happening in the brain during different emotions, particularly anxiety and stress. We know that, when you have a panic attack, it's your amygdala just goes to your hypothalamus, and you guys don't give a shit, so that's fine. You don't need to know. Amygdala communicates to the hypothalamus, which sends a signal to the brainstem to trigger the fight or flight mechanism, and I'm a dork, and I feel uncomfortable with myself. Cats can be stressful too. Cats can be stressful. I have cuts on my feet from my girlfriend's cat. The cat hides under the bed, and this is an anxious cat, by the way, and I'm coaching this cat to go through the steps, to feel and sit with its anxiety. But for now, it's freaking out and scratching my feet when I walk. Whatever you've been doing with G, it's working. He called me at work today, asking me if there's anything he can do to help me out while I'm at work. I was like, wow, didn't see that coming. It was sweet. Relieving the pressure, right? I mean, I don't know how much you want me to disclose over the live stream, but that's great. I'm happy. But yeah, good. That's great. Just be wary that he may want something. No, just kidding. Yeah. Cat kicks my ass. So listen, guys, that's where we're going to wrap it up today. Lots of love to you guys. Welcome to all the new people. So great to have you here. We're here every Tuesday at 6:30 Central Time. You can pop in, and please, please, please share this with anybody who you think is struggling. Give a little bit back to the people who need it so they can find the support they need. We've had a lot of people through here who found it useful and helpful, so we're so glad for that. Give us feedback. Shoot us a message on Facebook if you have any feedback. If there's questions you want to ask that maybe you feel uncomfortable and want to ask anonymously, just say, hey, I wanted to ask this, but I want to remain anonymous. That's fine. And most importantly, guys, no matter where you are, no matter how long you've been struggling, no matter how intense it feels like it is, you're never, ever stuck. You just need to regroup, get some good support, and we're here for you. Lots of love and good mental health to all of you. We'll see you guys next week. If you want any information on the class or one-on-one coaching, shoot us a message. Please like the video. Please go find us on YouTube. And please know that you're going to be okay. Thanks.